we have a very good topic that we're talking about today. And yes, this is Laura Alamary. I'm actually at our office. She had to take an urgent call, so she stepped out, and we're going to be sitting together because I'm on this side of Florida for the day. And so we're going to be doing this live together. So I'm super excited, but I wanted to kind of get going instead of waiting for the call to finish because without fail, anytime we're even a couple minutes late, the ladies start worrying. So we are here, we're live, we're talking all things abundant mindset. But the most important thing is how to keep the faith, how to keep the abundance, even when it feels like things are out of reach, when it feels like goals aren't happening, when it feels like it's not working for you, right? And stuff like that. So I'm super excited about that, to get to talk to you about all of that. But let's first start with what is an abundance mindset. An abundance mindset is a belief, okay? So it's a belief that there's more than enough resources and opportunities. I will say one of the best things about the fact that I live where I live is that I see it everywhere. Like you can look out right now of her condo and you see these multi-million-dollar yachts, some that cost way more than even mansions cost, and in mansions in South Florida. And you see it all the time. And one thing that I constantly think to myself and tell others is when you're watching when you're watching people that are living the life you want to live, all you have to remind yourself is if they can do it, I can too. And that is an abundance mindset. There is more than enough. Now, more than ever, everyone is living with this really like scarcity mindset, this tightening of things, holding on to everything. They're worried. And while I understand that, you're only limiting your abundance. You're only limiting your resources. You're only limiting the ways to reach your goals. You're not keeping open minded to reaching your goals and the targets you have set for yourself. So when you shift your mindset from limited beliefs and limitations and scarcity, you will have possibilities of growth. You will see opportunities to grow. But as long as you stay scared, you're going to make real estate a lot harder for you. And I wanted to really reiterate that today because your goals are more than doable. If someone else has attained the goals, so can you. And even if they haven't, good morning, Yolanda, even if they haven't, imagine what will happen when that you make that goal happen anyway. Because one of the things that I've learned is if the desire is in your heart, then it is something that you are meant to do. Okay, so if it's a desire and it feels really strong, I love feedback. So if you can comment while I'm talking with anything landing with you, that would be great. So I know that it's kind of landing, you guys like this. So how do you start cultivating this abundance mindset? And I will talk about how to keep the faith. So bear with me, okay? So how to cultivate it is the first thing you need to do is affirmations. We know this, right? We know this from years and years of me doing affirmations in the group. I post them in the morning for you guys. Why? Because affirmations is a way to rewire your brain. So I can tell you right now, even now, like I've had a very hectic morning, okay? Very hectic, and nothing went right. But one thing I kept saying was it could be worse. I am okay. I am safe. I have made it. Like all these things, or I would just be like, I said something that was like, I don't remember in the car, but it was something along the lines of, I wish I could remember what I said, but I remember I was just very frustrated and I said, I am okay. Like I've had worse days, right? And stuff like that. And so how you talk to yourself, but because I constantly use affirmations, I attract wealth and opportunities. I'm open to receiving abundance in all forms. I gave you guys these examples in the PDF on Tuesday that if you still want that PDF, just say I want the PDF. But it was something that was really, really crucial that we talk about all the time. I don't really stay in a negative mindset. If I have those moments of negativity, I immediately bring myself back with affirmations. The next thing is staying grateful, because I'm telling you right now, a lot of you are living in the dreams that you used to have for yourself at one point or another. Maybe it's not where you want to go, but you're still living in the abundance you used to wish for. Whether it's the house you have, the car you drive, the kids in your life, the family members and the friends. Yeah, and all of that. So you get to have that kind of gratitude and reminding yourself that you still need to stay grateful for what you have, and there's nothing wrong with yearning for more, but stay grateful. Then last thing I want to say is you want to surround yourself with positive people. Being around people that are constantly complaining or gossiping or talking about negatively about themselves or even on you, those are not people that you want to be around. And you want to visualize the success that you are envisioning. If you see someone with it, like I gave you the example, if you see someone else with that, that is the perfect example. Instead of jealousy being like, that is the perfect picture of what I want my life to look like. So like I have people that I follow that I genuinely admire, and I think that to myself all the time. Instead of being jealous that they have it, I just say, she has it, I can have it too. And that is a life. And now I at least have a visualization of what I want my life to look like. Anything you want to add on that part?
No, that's great. I mean, I can add some thoughts later, but
Okay.
go ahead. Don't want to break your momentum.
No,
here.
we're good. So the next thing is when you're dealing with having a struggle with keeping the faith alive, when the things that you're wanting aren't coming to fruition. One thing I say all the time, my word, because I was asked on a podcast a few months ago, and a lot of you know this, if I had one word to describe myself and how I reached the success I did, what was it? And I said I was relentless. So you have to build a resilience against the downfalls. You have to build a resilience against the mistakes that are being made and all of that. You have to accept that changes are happening and they're happening rapidly. And you want to stay flexible and you want to take care of yourself. But I'm telling you, the people that you surround yourself really matters when it comes to resilience. Like we're like each other's like fallback. When we need to talk to somebody, we call each other, and we kind of flip flop on who's the most positive of the day, and it works in our favor because then when one calls, but it happens. So having really strong support systems, but you have to be resilient, and the only way you're going to learn is by experiencing it. You're not going to learn in theory. That's all great, but when you go out there, and my students can attest to this, when you go out there and start doing deals and you start putting those theories to work, you start really experiencing and understanding how things work. You're not going to understand just sitting there on all these calls and all these classes. You're going to understand by doing, and that's really, really important. Anything you want to throw in there?
No.
Okay. Well, apparently she's just going to be passenger princess
No,
over on this side.
I can talk. I don't know. You have a thought pattern. I don't want to break it.
No,
but
you're
I
good.
have some points.
I'm just going through. Go ahead.
Okay.
Good.
Well, one of the things, I think the two things, most important things that helped me, because for the first 20 plus year I've been in real estate, I was really working like everybody else, like a hamster in a wheel, going through the process, getting the ups and downs. And the kids, they remember, of stress and frustrated, and everything was because I thought everything had to come from action, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that mindset is such a big component. So what happened for me to shift from doing everything by impulse and actions to really seeing this as a much more organic process is, first of all, I look for communities that were thinking differently than I was.
Mm-hmm.
I know there was somebody out there. I know a lot of you go to church, and look for a church that really supports you, that really helps you to see the bigger picture on things. There are a lot of groups out there. You can go on Meetup, you can go, online. To this day, I'm always looking for groups that deal with spirituality or yoga on the beach or things like that really kind of push me out there in thinking in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing I did, because back after 2007 happened with the housing crisis, I basically took a huge step back from real estate, and I was like, I don't want to do it like this anymore. It was too much work. People I trusted and I looked up to were the one that betrayed me the most. So I had to reinvent myself even as a real estate investor. So I started looking for answers, I started looking for community, I started looking for like-minded people. I started looking for people that were positive, uplifting, and helped me really think in a different direction. So that's the first thing I did. The second thing is read, any book, go to the library. I even to this day, I go to a library about once a week and I check books out, opening up your eyes on self-help book. And then you're going to find somebody that you resonate with, And like Liz, she has her own authors and books that she loves and she reads over and over again. So the thing is, somebody resonates, and I read all their books, and so that was the second thing. The third thing is have something in your toolbox to help you to snap out of whenever you get into that place.
Oh, that's good advice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like Liz says, me and her are each other's support system when it comes to mindset. I have some days and she would tell me, have you done your mindset today? Because some days I have like that and vice versa. But have something in the toolbox. Maybe it could be a friend you go to, an accountability partner. Maybe you say, okay, when I'm going to get to that place, I'm just going to go and take my bicycle and go for a bike ride, go somewhere or do something that totally takes you out of whatever circumstances. It's called pivoting, by the way. There is a name for this. You have to pivot away from that. Maybe you want to write a journal. Maybe you paint. Maybe you bake. Do something that's really going to get you out of that negative momentum. So those are the three things that really helped me: finding a community, reading and reading and reading. And to this day, I have YouTube people that I follow about mindset. And, whenever I have a moment that I was like, oh, I'm going down this negative path, I just take out this 5-minute YouTube video and now I'm back. I said, that's silly. Why was I even thinking that? And the third thing, have some tools in your toolbox that you can use when you start getting negative. Because I can tell you right now, 80% is your mindset. Yes, you need the knowledge, you need the skills, and that's what we're here for. But also, I believe the real estate is a tool to have the life that you want, right? Yeah. So it's mindset. I was driving last night just along the beach, and I was looking at this. Weren't you happy that you told me I could talk? No,
go. You're giving good advice. Go ahead.
Last night, I live on the beach, and I said to my husband, let's go for a walk and a drive. And so we drove up the beach. We went to eat a seafood bake on the beach and stuff like that, which was amazing. But you see all these houses between where I live in Boca and Palm Beach. And I went to Palm Beach, and you see these $60, $80 million homes on the beach. And I was talking to my husband. I was like, as well as I've done in my life, as well as I've done, instead, I was like, I feel like I'm inadequate. What is it missing? What type of thought level process do you have to do to, not that I personally want the $60 million home, but the thing is, there are a lot of them. There's not just one here and one there.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I also have done over the years is read the biographies of people that you look up to. If I wrote a biography about whatever you look up to. So let's say, for example, you like Barbara Cochran, from Shark Tank, and how she got in real estate and became this amazing broker. We're coming up with a book actually here any week that is about the lives of women. Yeah. She's laughing because
you said any week.
I know. It's my fault. I had to do a lot of edits. But anyway, so the thing is, read about some inspiring story of people you look up to, because that's going to say, what is their thought process? Mm-hmm. How did they come from just a regular quote unquote person to being this tycoon, right? So let's say Barbara Cochran's a good one because she was in real estate, she still is. So that's the thing that Warren Buffett or anybody out there that's really more that you resonate with. There is an amazing book I would like to suggest for you. It's called Tools of Titans. It's by Tim Ferriss, the guy that wrote a 4-Hour Work Week. And it came out, the book. It's about 800 pages. You can check out to the library. I don't want it. I go check it out once in a while. And it has all these interviews that he did over the years with people, from athletes to celebrities, to anybody. And the interviews is about their thought process, how they came from here to get to there, what they think. So I like to get the book. I don't read all of it. I just read the people that I know, like Oprah and things like that. But that helps you to really think their thought process. So, it's like, mimic somebody else that has done it. Tony Robbins has the best quote. He says, if you want to be successful, find somebody who has been successful and follow in their footsteps of what they have done, and you'll be successful too, mm-hmm. right? Pretty easy to think about it, but it is true. And I just want to share, I went on a rampage here.
For real.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I want to say about that she made very clear is 80% of your success is all going to come from your mindset. And honestly, I think it's closer to 90%, but all the people out there are saying 80, so we'll stick to what's being said. But one of the things is that when I started leveling up in life, and I've noticed that because, as I told you in the beginning, I'm in the middle of a move, and that when I moved into the house that I'm currently in, that I'm moving out tomorrow, that was my dream home at that time. That was like I had made it, right? And then when I was ready to get to the next level, when I already thought I was doing great with my mindset, doing strong, I had to become a different person. I had to level up my mindset to level up to where I can live in the house that I'm about to move in tomorrow. So one of the things I want to say to you is that, you are more than welcome to be happy with where you're at. But when it comes to success in any level, even if you want to do one deal a month or 100 deals a month, your mindset will matter to make it work. And we're talking about keeping the faith when things don't work or they're not working yet. One of the things that I tell my students is it's just a yet. It's not a finalization. The only time it's not going to work is when you quit, right? Then yeah, then it's never going to happen for you. If you give up or it's just too hard or you lost the 10th deal in like 3 months, and yeah, but though, think about it. Thomas Edison said, I just found 1,000 ways that didn't work to build a light bulb until I found the one that did. And you have to remember, you're going to have to come in through a different avenue. Maybe you have to be different than most of what the investors are doing in your area. Because I was listening to something else today that said if you want to become successful, don't just always mimic completely what other people are doing. Put your own twist on it. Be your own kind of person. Follow in their footsteps. Do what they're doing, but also make sure that you come through authentic, because it's kind of a twisted with that quote. You take it how you will, but you also have to make sure that when you are following in someone's footsteps, so are probably like Tony Robbins, millions of others. And so you want to mimic their steps with your personality. Make sure that you make this something that makes you excited and makes you really, really wanting to do it. Because at the end of the day, your why is going to be why you stick to this. Why do you want to do this? And everyone thinks it's the cheesiest thing. But if you're on this live, obviously you believe in it at some point to be on a live that had abundance in the title. But it's just being there and understanding, why am I doing this? And your goals are going to constantly change. In 1 year ago, my goals are very different than what my goals are today. And so being able to be flexible and resilient through that will really help.
Yeah.
So we wanted to talk about that because I know a lot of people are really struggling because the real estate market is a little crazy, but when is it not? There's always something going on. A year ago, 2 years ago, it was the houses were flying off the market. It's working in our favor as investors right now. It's working in our favors that these houses are sitting and sellers actually have to come down on price. They can't just overinflate their prices to, accommodate. It's going in our favor. So do we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, there is the general, the thing is when there happens these things in the world, society as a whole, there is a conscience that changes around things, right? Because, we notice this in the United States, but there is in Europe, it's Australia, they're kind of going through the same pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Like a few years ago when COVID happened, right? The belief around COVID was the same across the world.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a big shift in awareness and consciousness. And that's what we are doing right now. So how does that affect you, going out there as a real estate investor? Well, first of all, be aware of it. Be aware that there is this shift in consciousness and awareness. And like Liz says, as a real estate investors, who is a real estate investor? What do you see yourself as different? Is that you're looking for opportunities. You're looking for making a win-win situations, right? And the thing is, you're looking for these wrinkles in the system to do it. Another quote that I love by Warren Buffett, he says, be greedy when everybody's fearful and be fearful when everybody's greedy.
Mm-hmm.
So now is the time to be quote unquote greedy, because this is where the shift is happening. And like Liz says, sellers are kind of coming to their awareness of that things are not 2022, 23. Yeah, some of them take some time. And you as a real estate investors, now you can get in and really create these win-win partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
So don't give up on that. Be present, be yourself, very important with that. And follow your gut feeling on things too. There is only so much the actions and steps. Like I said, 80% is mindset. So, one of is how do you avoid all the time wasters and scammers? Well, follow your gut feeling, guys. You can see through people. Just make sure you read through the line if somebody's who they say they are.
Agreed. And so, wanting to talk about that, do we want to move forward into kind of what's coming up?
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So speaking of that, you following off what Laura said, you can definitely tell when people are wasting. One, they may ask for a lot of fees up front. Two, they're not somebody you can get a hold of easily. They ask you to wire things. It depends on what you're referring to, Todd, that is wasting your time and are scamming you. So you have to do your due diligence. And speaking of that, we have a masterclass coming up starting on Monday. I actually just got off the preliminary live, so you guys can still access that. But we have a masterclass coming up where you can actually learn all things wholesaling, rentals from short-term Airbnb, mid-term, long-term, creative financing, fix and flip, how to find the best areas and markets that you can invest in right now to get the most bang for your buck. I mean, we're talking about building this virtual so that you can run your business from literally everywhere. You don't have to be stuck at your house or at your job. You can run your business wherever you want to, and we're going to be talking about that. We're giving out raffle prizes and all of that. It's only $7. You can't pass that. We made it as cheap as we could with everything going on. I know money's tight for a lot of people. We made it as cheap as we could, and still be able to give you a really great class.
Yeah. And it's going to really about giving a lot of, it's not just about the, obviously the steps itself. We're going to cover wholesaling, buy and hold, Airbnb, fix and flips, how to raise private money, how we write what we call the 3-prong contract, how we set up systems if you want to do virtual. It's going to go into all the mechanics. Mm-hmm. But more important also, we enforce the community aspect, so we want you to participate. We have this amazing group open only for the week of the masterclass. Ask questions. We go in and offer additional training in the masterclass through this group. So take it all in, okay? And the other thing is we're going to also impact you with the mindset. So we put a link here for you to join the masterclass. Like Alice said,
it's in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, it's the cost of a cup of coffee for one day. If you skip Starbucks one day, that's how much it is for the whole week. Why do we do this? Well, I'm at a point in my life, I've been doing this for 4 decades, and I'm at a point in my life that I really feel like I want to leave a legacy to other people, to inspire them to do what I've done with real estate. This knowledge that I have in my head, if something happens to me, it goes to my grave, right? I mean, books go only so far. So I want to share with you, I want to empower other people to really win and do the best they can and use real estate to create a life that we want. Mm-hmm. Because even if it's only 20% of the 100% to be successful, you still need to know what to do.
Definitely. So we're going to go into our raffle really quick here. And you're welcome to put any questions you have into the chat. So I'm just going to see if we can. Nope. We're going to go this way. Okay. So this is the raffle of the week. How do you get entered into the raffle? You just go and join our Facebook group, Real Estate Investing Women, and fill out the 3 questions, and you'll get accepted in, and you just start commenting. This is our way of giving back to the community and really just celebrating the women that help us build our community within there by commenting and helping out. So we are giving out this lovely purse set. We thought it would be really great for all your REI things on the go, as well as this gold-plated $1 million bill.
There's also $100 on there.
Okay, well, it's $1 million, team. But we were given that.
Right here.
I gave her one. I hand these out at retreats and stuff too. They're lots of fun just to keep the abundance there. So we will be giving out the gold-plated $1 million bill. So what we do is we take the top 3 people that have commented through that week, put them in a wheel, spin it, and they get this. And you have 1 week to claim it by emailing in to questions@realestateinvestingwomen.com. You have 1 week once we go live again that you can no longer claim it. So this is for, the winner is V Decure, I think. V Decure, am I saying that right? Decure. So this is for you, V. So congratulations on winning.
Yeah.
All right, Laura.
Yeah, so do you tell them about reaching out?
Yeah, I already told them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
So you just have to reach out, and my team will comment as well on the chat so that you have the email again. There they are. So
okay, great. Okay, so like I said, we want to talk more about the masterclass. So what you're gonna cover, or
I already did that.
Yeah, no, I know we did. But So
I already did that. All
Okay.
right, I try to see if any questions come through.
Yeah, do you have any questions about what we talked about today or about the masterclass or anything in general?
I'm just highlighting some that are coming through. Yes, congratulations. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss any questions or anything like that. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah. By the way, this is the last time that we are running the masterclass in this format.
For almost 6 months.
Yeah, yeah. So this is definitely something you want to join if you're interested in learning all about the 3 strategies in depth.
Yeah.
Okay, because we're going to change the format. We get bored ourselves on how we do things, so we have to change it up. So this is the last time where we actually bring in each step, and we have speakers too. We have somebody specifically about fix and flip. We have one of our ex-students, and now she's a coach who does strictly rentals and Airbnb, and she owns around 50 properties right now. So we bring in these amazing investors that walk the talk to share their experience. So this is definitely the last time to attend this type of masterclass, okay?
Now, the masterclass is actually at 10 a.m. Eastern, but the recordings are in the group, so if you can't make it, we leave it up for the entire week. So you're able to access the masterclass at any time and be able to interact and listen to the advice and the questions that are being asked.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't see any more questions coming through. I hope that you guys loved today's live. I hope it reminded you, just keep the resilience, keep growing, understand that it's not all meant to be flowers and daisies and rainbows, that you have to go through the trenches. And anyone that has been successful, it wasn't just this linear path up. It's really good and then it's down, or maybe it started down and went up, but it is something that is so worth it. It's changed my life. It's changed her life. It's changed countless of the ladies' lives in our community. And so we hope to see you on the masterclass and give you some fun advice.
Yeah, because otherwise, what's the other option? Right? Stay in the same place. And I know we all have dreams. Even if we love where we are right now, there is something else we would like to do, or more, or different. And so in real estate, I believe, is the tool to get you there. So don't, put it aside. Don't think about it. Yeah, well, I don't need it. I have some amazing ladies. Start at any point in your life. Doesn't mean if you're 20 years old or 80 years old. We have anywhere in between. And even over 80 years old we have.
Yeah.
And they're successful. And their resilience, their wisdom. And I said, you learn so much going through life. Bring that to real estate. Be yourself. Go out there. And people read through you. If you're not authentic nowadays, people will know. If you're not an authentic coach, if you're not an authentic real estate investor, you will know. There are people that you resonate with and people you don't. So follow your gut feeling and follow the skill set that we want to share with you, and you will succeed. I have no doubts.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get off. We hope to see you on Monday when the masterclass starts. Otherwise, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Remind yourself, set yourself up for success with mindset.